Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the inner sanctum.
Comedy this hour, an episode of Lum-n-Abner. This is the last show of the 1949-1950 season, and this was originally broadcast on April 26th, 1950.
The Lum-n-Abner Show. With your old friends Azu Pitts, Cliff Arquette, Isabel Randolph, Herb Vigran, music by Opie Cates, and starring Lum-n-Abner.
Come here, Abner. I need your help.
Again?
Do you know where I can find an author?
Author?
Yeah, a feller that writes books.
Oh.
I've got to dig one up, but tonight.
Well, how about Longfellow?
Long?
Yeah, as long as you're going all the bother to dig one up, you might as well pick a gutter.
I ain't got time for no smart remarks.
They're dandy, weren't it?
This is important. That new woman in town that's staying over to the boarding house, Miss Lydia Van Cleaver, she wants to meet a big author.
Well, why do you have to find one for her to meet?
'Cause somehow or other she's got the idea that I'm a personal friend of all the famous authors.
Where did she ever get an idea like that?
From me.
Lom, when are you going to learn to keep your big fat mouth shut?
Well, Abner, I had to be polite and keep the conversation rolling.
Well, it's all right to keep it rolling. You don't have to pick it up and run clean out of bounds with it.
Anyway, I've got to get hold of some author before the big meeting tonight.
Now, just a minute. Rack them up and break again. What big meeting?
Well, somehow or other, Miss Van Cleaver got the idea that we had a big literary club here in Pine Ridge, and I don't know. She sort of thinks I'm president of it.
You sure had that conversation rolling, didn't you, sonny boy?
Abner, she forced me into saying them things, and now I've got to go through with it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Now, where in the world do you start looking for an author?
Lom, why don't you give up this silly idea before you get yourself in worse trouble than you are right now?
Abner, I know what I'm doing. This is my big chance to make a hit with Miss Van Cleaver. You see, I found out she's taken up writing.
Well, that's nice. I think everybody ought to learn how to write. Even at her age. Nice to know how to print your name and stuff like that, you know.
No, I mean, she's taken up writing books and poems and all that literary junk.
Oh?
And the reason she's in Pine Ridge is 'cause she's here getting color.
What color she want to get?
I mean, she's trying to get herself a wider background.
Well, I'd say she's got a fairly good start.
Anyway, all I have to do now is convince her that I'm a big literary man myself. Who knows? Maybe someday me and her... Well, you know what happened to Robert and Elizabeth Browning.
No. What happened? I ain't had a chance to read the paper all day.
No, I mean, they was both literary, poets. They worked together and developed a beautiful friendship.
Well...
And then they got married.
Ruined the whole thing, huh?
No, of course not. I can see you're going to be a shining light at the literary club meeting tonight.
Me? Now, wait a minute. I ain't going to that thing, Lum. I wouldn't know what to do at it.
Abner, all you got to do is just sit there and discuss famous books and writers.
I don't know none of that junk.
Yes, you do. You've heard of David Copperfield, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I've heard of him. I can't recollect what he wrote, though.
Such ignorance. He wrote Dickens' Christmas Carol.
Well, I ought to know that. What is the matter with me, anyway?
I think what you better do is get all the classics and read up on them twixt now and tonight.
All right.
In the meantime, I'll track down an author. What I'd like to get is some famous writer like Ernest Hemingway or George Bernard Shaw or Gypsy Rose Lee.
Say, Lum, how many of them classics is it?
Oh, I think there must be 6 or 7 of them.
7?
Yeah.
Well, I know I can't read more than 5 of them by tonight. But don't you worry, old boy. I'll bluff my way through the other 2.
Good. Well, howdy, Opie.
Hello.
Tell me, Opie, when you lived in Clinton, did you know any writers over there?
Riders. You don't mean the Ritters, do you? Lyle and Clyde Ritter?
Oh. No, not Ritter, writer.
No, Lum. They pronounced it Ritter. How'd you happen to know them?
Look, Opie, I'm talking about fellers that write books.
Oh, no, you're all mixed up, Lum. Lyle is a J.C. Penney man, and Clyde is a one-man band.
Well, that's nice, but what
Well, actually, Clyde ain't a one-man band no more. He had to give it up on account of union trouble.
Well, that is a shame, but what I'm
You see, Clyde played the harmonica, concertina, tambourine, triangle, wood blocks, and both sides of the bass drum.
Sounds uncommonly tough.
But when he got into Missouri, the Kansas City local, they insisted that he put in 2 fiddles.
Look, Opie, I'm sorry Clyde's got troubles, but I've got troubles too. So I wish you'd run along now, because I've got to make some more phone calls.
Oh, yes, sir.
Let's see, believe I'll try Earl Pomeroy. He might know some author I could get. I know his uncle's a member of the Book of the Month Club. Oh, hello, Earl. This is Lum. I was wondering if you was personal acquainted with any authors.
Clyde married one of the Bidball sisters.
Just a minute, Earl. Dad blame it, Opie. I can't hear nothing. Go back in the feed room. Abner's back there reading some literary books. Get him to read them out loud to you, and then you can come to the literary club meeting tonight, too.
All right, I'll do that.
Now, what did you say, Earl?
Oh, say, Lum,
Wait, Earl. What is it, Opie?
the next time I write to Clyde, I'll tell him you asked about him.
Yeah, do that by all means. Now, just go through that door there and listen to Abner read high-class literature.
Yes, sir.
Oh, see, Ned. Ned throws the ball to Tom. Tom throws the ball to Ned. Will Ned catch the ball? Oh, see the dog.
Ned missed it, huh?
Doggies, I never seen you standing there, Opie.
Well, Lum told me to come in here and have you literary me up for that club meeting.
Oh, he did, huh? All right, Doggies, Opie, I'm getting sick and tired of that dad-blame Lum trying to run everybody's lives. That farmer asked me to do one more thing for him. I'm going to take that baseball bat
Hey, Abner, I can't get Cliff Arquette on the phone. I wish you'd run over to his place and ask him if he can get me a book writer somewhere.
Now, listen here, Lum-n-abner.
And hurry up.
Yes, sir.
Abner, you was going to take the baseball bat and what?
And knock the ball to Ned. I'll see you later.
Oh, come in, Abner.
Yeah, howdy, Cliff. Say, Lum wants to know if you know where he
Abner, I just as leave he didn't bother me right now.
For the land's sakes, what's the matter with you, Cliff?
Oh, it ain't me. It's that poor old C.L. Potter.
Who's C.L. Potter?
I don't know. Look, here's his picture in the paper. Oh, I tell you, Abner, there's the face of a man that suffered.
Well, Cliff, this is just an advertisement for some kind of nerve pill.
Abner, a man can suffer just as good in an advertisement as anywhere. Now go ahead and read it. I just want you to see what's going on in this troubled world of ours.
All right. C.L. Potter of 2316 Street, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, writes. Well, everybody's taking that up now. First Miss Van Cleaver, now Mr. Potter.
Go on, Abner.
I suffered with insomnia and could not get any sleep for 8 months.
Bad enough having insomnia, but this kid couldn't get any sleep on top of it.
I became run down and so irritable that I lost all my friends.
Oh, that poor varmint. He's got no friends. He's all alone in Cedar Rapids, Iowa yet.
I got behind in my work at the office and was fired. Oh, Miss Cliff, this is sad.
I can hardly stand it.
I could not pay my bill, and they shut off the gas and water. Oh, that poor varmint. Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Go on, Abner. You ain't got to the saddest part yet.
Then I heard about Dr. Banker's new quick-action polarized nerve pills, and I immediately purchased the large economy-sized container.
Yeah, that's it. That's the sad part.
Well, Cliff, he's got all them pills now. He's gonna be all right.
No, he ain't. They shut off the water at his place, and without water, how's he gonna swallow the pills?
Yeah, they turned off the gas, too. Poor critter can't even commit suicide.
No, I tell you, Abner, there's the saddest... Wait, I believe that was my ring.
You better not answer it. More likely just more bad news.
Hello.
Hello, Cliff. This is Lum. Did Abner ask you about getting me an author?
Get you what? Can't hardly hear you.
Author.
Arthur who?
I mean, do you know anybody like Hemingway?
Oh, sure, I know Hemingway good. He's up at the county seat now.
He is?
Yeah.
Granny's Cliff, you don't reckon you could get him to come to Pine Ridge to meet Miss Van Cleaver tonight, do you?
Well, sure, I'll be glad to.
Oh, that's wonderful, Cliff. Get on it right away.
All right, Lum. Now, what do you suppose Lum wants Miss Van Cleaver to meet him for?
Who?
Joe Hemingway, the new plumber at the county seat.
April 26, 1950, Lum-n-Abner on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of Lum-n-Abner, April 26, 1950.
My goodness, look, Abner, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
The guests will be arriving any minute now. Is everything all set? Got the refreshments?
Yeah.
I hope you got something that'll appeal to a high-class name like Lydia Van Cleaver.
Yeah.
I think she's a Britishman.
Yeah. Well, I got just the thing, you know. We're going to have crumpets and meatballs.
Good. Let's see now. Did you get a bunch of books to strew around the room? Make it look like we're heavy readers?
Well, I rounded up all I could get. I got Lorna Doone and the 1934 Almanac and Gilbert the Boy Trapper.
That's right.
Love Twixt Golden Strands, Murphy's Seed Catalog, Animal Heroes Every Boy Should Know, and banjo playing made easy.
That ought to give Miss Van Cleaver a rough idea of what kind of brains we got around this town.
Oh, that'll store, boy.
Granny, how about you? That's first.
Yeah, more like it. Straight
Come in.
Thank you.
Oh, You, Miss Pitt.
Yes, I'm back with the County Home Economics Bureau, and
Well, I ain't got time for no homemaker's demonstration.
Are you bothered by pests?
Yes, I sure am. Goodbye, Miss Pitt.
The county has developed a new low-cost gopher biscuit.
Well, the gophers are just going to have to get along on what they can find around the place. I ain't going to buy no special biscuits for them.
Well, the county has also developed a new pest control spray, which is effective on moths, silverfish, slugs, bugs, and relatives. Or no, I mean, and related insects.
Is there a difference?
You might have something there, kiddo.
Look, Miss Pitts, I'm expecting a lot of literary people here tonight.
The county has authorized me to give you a free demonstration. I will now spray your cupboards and closets.
No, not tonight, you won't.
First, we take the spray gun thus and hold this end up. So. Oh, no, we hold this end up. Oh, dear, I never know which end is up.
Well, I don't know which end is up, but I know which way is out. Right through this door. Good night.
I bought some of them gopher biscuits. I might have liked them.
Talk about needing pest control. Dad, why don't she stay away? No, I don't want no gopher biscuits.
Well, I don't care a whole lot for 'em myself.
Oh, it's you, Opie. I thought you was Miss Pitt.
Well, thank you.
Say, you didn't see Miss Van Cleaver on your way over here, did you?
No, but I saw Cliff Arquette heading over this way with some stranger.
Granny, that must be Hemingway. Cliff must have got my author all right, Abner. Oh, what a night this is going to be.
Author? Lum, this Hemingway you're getting is...
Just imagine what a literary engagement this will be.
Engagement?
Lydia Van Cleaver, Hemingway, and me.
Well, congratulations, Lum. I hope you three will be very happy.
I just hope that nobody throws a wrench into the works tonight.
You better keep an eye on that Hemingway then.
Granny, there they are. Come in.
Good evening, Lum. I want you fellas to meet my friend here.
Yeah, sure. Bring him right in.
Lum, shake hands with Mr. Hemingway.
Mr. Hemingway, it is with deep respect and great humiliation that I welcome such a renowned and notorious celebrity into my humble but literary home.
Likewise, I am sure.
Lum, this fella
Heck
here...
shop, Abner. Yes, sir, Mr. Hemingway, we're all admired your work. Something wonderful.
Gee, thanks. It's all guaranteed, too.
What are you working on right now, Mr. Hemingway?
Well, I'm real glad you asked that. It's quite an interesting problem. Now try to visualize this picture. Here's this little cottage. Just an ordinary place, see?
Uh-huh.
Now, the bathtub is in the front part of the house, and the hot water boiler is in the kitchen.
I like the way you get that realism into your work.
Thank you. Now, this little family is sitting in the dining room eating supper when the boiler explodes and blows them right out of the house.
Well, that's an exciting beginning, I'll say that. Who's the leading character?
Oh, the old man. Yeah, he was blew a good block and a half further than the rest of them. Now then, my problem.
No, wait.
Was
don't tell any more. Wait till Miss Van Cleaver gets here. I want her to hear this.
Lum,
Hush up, Abner. Yes, sir, Mr. Hemingway. You're going to enjoy meeting Miss Van Cleaver. You know, she's just starting out in the business. Maybe you can give her some good pointers.
Well, I shall be happy indeed to do all that I can. It ain't often you run into a lady plumber.
No, it ain't. You see, she... Lady plumber?
Yeah, if she gets good enough, maybe I can throw some business her way. I got more plumbing jobs than I can handle.
Wait a minute. What's this about plumbing jobs?
Yeah, and I'm mighty glad for this opportunity to come to this meeting tonight and make some new contacts. Here's a stack of me cards. Maybe it'll pass them around a little. Joe Hemingway, scientific plumber, day or night call.
Oh, my goodness, this is terrible, Abner. Call up Miss Van Cleaver and tell her the meeting's off.
Well, Lum, I don't... Oh, wait a minute, it's too late. There she is right now.
This'll wash me up with her for good. Look, fellas, all we can do now is just try to bluff it through and keep Hemingway quiet. Yeah, come in. Good evening, Miss Van Cleaver.
Well, how do you do? Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, but there was some trouble with the hot water pipes at the boarding house. And
Oh, the hot... Oh, well, say, I'll just go right over
yeah,
there right
sure,
now.
fine, yeah. Now, let's get the meeting started, shall we?
Oh, but Mr. Edwards, I haven't met your guest, Mr. Hemingway.
Yeah. Miss Van Cleaver, Mr. Hemingway. Now then, we'll get...
Oh, I'm so thrilled to meet you, Mr. Hemingway.
Likewise, I am sure. Are you local here?
Oh, good gracious, no. I'm from London, Ohio.
Well, come on, let's get the meeting.
What are you working on currently, Mr. Hemingway?
Oh, well, I'm real glad you asked that. I'm currently...
Thank you, Mr. Hemingway. All right, now, let's all take our places now. Miss Van Cleaver, you sit here.
Oh, all right, thank you.
And Mr. Hemingway, you sit clean to the back of the room. No, farther back, Mr. Hemingway.
But I can't hear nothing from here.
Good. I hope it works both ways.
Yeah, me too.
All right, fellow members, let's all simmer down now.
Hey, Lom, just a minute. You want me to serve the crumpets and meatballs now?
No.
Well, they're ready.
I know, I'll let you know.
Oh, 'cause I can't wait to try them.
Fellow members, 242nd meeting of the Pine Ridge Literary Club will now come to order and carry on our goal of striving for a higher type of ignorance amongst Pine Ridge.
Amen.
We will disperse with the reading of the minutes of the last meeting, inasmuch as we never had one, and get right into a good red-hot discussion.
Lom, the meatballs are getting cold.
Our subject for tonight is the high-class writing of Chaucer.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Miss Van Cleaver, if you want to enter into the discussion, just bust right in.
Oh, well, thank you, but if you don't mind, I'd rather just observe.
Well, suit yourself. You can learn something.
Yeah, this is what I'm waiting.
I'm sure there's going to be some learning. April 26, 1950, Lum-n-Abner on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Lum-n-Abner in the Literary Tea, April 26, 1950.
Fellow members, now here's a little background material I looked up on Mr. Chaucer. Got it wrote down here. He was born in 1340 and passed on to his reward in 1400.
Pretty good time.
He wrote several high-class books. There, now, Who would like to lead off the discussion on his writing? Just anybody that wants to can go ahead and start. Anybody?
Well, yes, I would like to say
Thank
that
you, Mr. Hemingway. Anybody else? Well, I'll get this thing rolling by throwing a controversial question at you. How do you fellas feel about Chaucer's writing? Well, here, I'll put the question another way. How do you feel about writing in general?
Oh, it's all right, I reckon.
It's okay here.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
Does anybody wish to add anything to that?
Yeah, I would like to say...
Thank you, Mr. Hemingway. Now, is there any questions about what we've covered so far?
Well, yeah, I got a question.
Ah, good. Now we're getting warmed up. What is your question, Mr. Case?
What's a Chaucer?
What you pour your coffee in to cool it?
It is not.
It's not one of them flying Chaucers, is it?
Chaucer's the feller we've been discussing for the last hour. He writes books.
Oh.
Abner, where's the meatball?
Why, they're right back here.
Now then, is there any other question?
Well, yeah, I got another.
Well, good, Mr. Keith.
Is he the same feller that wrote that book about Ned throwing the balls to Tom?
I don't believe he is.
If you'll pardon me for butting in, I can answer that one. He ain't.
Oh, well, thank you for your contribution, Miss Van Cleaver. I believe that clears up that rather moot point. Now then, let's move on to Shakespeare.
I ain't moving no place till we eat them meatballs.
Hey, now wait just a minute. I'd like to say something about Chaucer.
Thank you. That's very interesting.
Now wait a minute. You listen here. I was invited to this discussion meeting, and I got a right to discuss.
Yes, and if you'll pardon me for butting in again, I would love to hear what Mr. Hemingway has to say on the subject.
So would I.
Well, it seems rather a shame to have such a distinguished guest and not let him speak.
Well, you see, Miss Van Cleaver, the trouble... Oh, what's the use? Go ahead, Mr. Hemingway.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
In rereading Chaucer's Canterbury Tales the other night, I come to the conclusion that his powers of characterization and humor and his perfect realization of the atmosphere of medieval England produced a certain charm and color never since equaled.
Huh?
Now, in my latest book, I have also tried to attain
Wait a minute. Did you say your latest book?
Yeah, it'll be off the presses in about a month. I shall send you his autographed copy. I shall also send one to you, Mademoiselle Van Meat Cleaver.
Thank you. But you've already given me something more wonderful, Mr. Hemingway. Just meeting you has inspired me to write. In fact, I think I shall run back to my room right now and dash off a sonnet while I'm still under this magic spell.
Ain't you gonna wait for the meatball?
Thank you, no. And Mr. Edwards, thank you so much for this charming, electrifying evening.
Oh, we have them like this every week.
Oh, well, thank you again, and good night, all.
Yeah, good night, Miss Van Cleaver.
Well, grannies, Mr. Hemingway, let me shake your hand. You don't know it, but you sure saved the day for me.
Oh, I don't think nothing of it.
I never had no idea you had actually wrote a book.
Doggies, me neither. You know, I'd love to have a copy of that myself, Mr. Hemingway. What's the name of it?
Well, it's the 1950 Revised Plumber's Manual.
I can't seem to get interested in this plumber's manual.
It never turned out very good.
I don't care if it is autographed. It just ain't interesting. Where's that other book I was reading?
This one?
Yeah, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yeah, right there. Tom throws the ball to Ned. Will Ned catch the ball? Oh, see the dog.
Dog is that Ned missed it again.
The Lum-n-Abner Show is written by Roz Rogers and Betty Boyle, directed by Larry Burns, with the music of Opie Cates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lum-n-Abner's last show for the season. We'd like to thank you very much for being with us. Have a good summer. We'll see you next fall. This is Wendell Niles saying good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
April 26, 1950, Lum-n-Abner on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just two of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
You may not have heard Peg-Lynch and Alan Bunce before, either as their Ethel and Albert Pryor characters or in their subsequent followings of the show. But here's an episode of The Couple Next Door starring Peg-Lynch, Alan Bunce, April 26, 1960.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg-Lynch and starring Peg-Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Greetings, I'm home. Oh, golly, look at this mess. Boy, it's worse than it was this morning. Boy, I hate spring house cleaning.
Well, of course, I just love it.
Oh, hi, honey, where the heck are you? Can't even see you with all the furniture piled up all over the place. Stacks of books and lamps and...
I'm over here cleaning out the fireplace.
Oh, well, hi. I'll kiss you hello if I can get to you.
Don't bother. I don't feel like kissing you.
All these books come out of... What do you mean you don't feel like kissing me? What kind of talk is that from my beloved wife and companion?
Your beloved wife and companion is pretty mad at you. Did you say something to Mrs. Tenney this morning?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, she arrived just as I was leaving.
Well, she has hardly spoken to me all day. What did you say? You promised you wouldn't say a word until I got my spring cleaning done.
Look, I was very nice. I was very pleasant. I just said we would appreciate it if she would leave her Social Security number today, that we were compelled by law to report her wages, and that the Social Security tax return had to be sent in by this Saturday. I was very pleasant about it. That's all I said. That's all I said.
Well, that was enough. I thought something like that must have happened. She's hardly spoken except once. She looked me in the eye and said, "Be a long time yet before I'm in my 60s, and when I do, I won't need charity."
Oh, honestly, to begin with, I am not trying to find out how old she is. And secondly, Social Security is not charity. We'll all get then what we're paying in now.
Well, she doesn't want to pay it in now.
Well, did she leave her Social Security number?
No, she hasn't gone. She's doing the woodwork in the guest room.
Oh, well, all right. I'll go talk to her.
You will not. I'm so afraid I'll lose her. I took time out to sit down and figure out what the tax would be. Come on in the den and close the door. Really? I spent 1 hour for the Internal Revenue Department to ask a housewife to figure percentages right in the middle of spring cleaning.
All right. Now calm down. Let's go see what you've done.
So after I got $133.75 and divided that by 3, I suddenly realized that was wrong. Dividing by 3 would mean that I was taking 33 1/3% instead of 3%.
Now, wait a minute. Start over, will you?
Well, there's no point in going all through that again, but as I was about to say, I suddenly realized I hadn't figured her total wages correctly. So, this is what I did.
Darling, just a second. Now, don't tell me what you did. Tell me what you finally arrived at in the end. Now, what did you figure the tax to be? You've got 4 pages of figures scrawled all over there. Never mind going through all that. Just give me the final figure.
If I can spend an hour doing it, you can spend a few minutes listening to it, I think, don't you?
To begin with, it shouldn't take you any hour to figure 3% of anything.
It shouldn't.
No. Now, if you can give me her total income for these past 3 months, I can practically do it in my head.
All right. Start the wheels going. I paid her $10 every Tuesday for these past 3 months, which amounted to 13 weeks.
All right, $130. That's 3% of that is...
Wait a minute. It's 3% of her total wages. That includes car fare.
Car fare?
Yes, indeed. It says so right here in the booklet. You brought me home. Here it is. Let's see, Section 3 of the Household Employer's Social Security Tax Guide. Taxes apply only to cash wages of employees. Checks, money orders, and so forth are taxable in the same manner as cash. On the other hand, you should disregard the value of food, lodging, clothing, car tokens, and other non-cash items. However, if cash is given in lieu of these items, it constitutes wages.
You give her money for car fare?
Yeah, 20 cents.
Oh, well, all right. Now, let me see. That's 20 cents for 13 weeks.
No, it isn't as simple as that. Now, just a minute. If I can find it on one of these papers here somewhere. I figured it out here. I think this is it. 13 times 20. Yes, this must be it. Yes. 13 times 20. That's $2.60.
Right. All right. Now, add that to your week's wages, which amounted to $130.
No, it amounts to $140 because she came that extra Saturday. We went away to the family reunion, remember?
Oh, well, all right. Okay, $140.
All right, but coming back to the car fare. Now, 20 cents a week for 13 weeks is $2.60. Then I remembered I gave her $1 to go home in a taxi one time when I couldn't take her to the bus stop. That made it $3.60. However, then I remembered that in January, when Betsy had mumps, I gave her $1 to take a taxi too, so that made it $4.60, which I added to the $140 and worked on the percentage of that. When I suddenly remembered that in February, her husband picked her up each week. Well, I couldn't remember whether he gave her a ride home 3 or 4 times on those Tuesdays, whether to subtract 30 or 40 cents.
Darling, look, I don't think the tax department cares whether you...
It says report the car fare. So I have taken the time.
All right. Go on,
now where was I? Anyhow, I finally remembered that Mrs. Tenney's husband had picked her up every Tuesday in February because where he worked, he had changed to the night shift for 1 month, and that month she had gotten a ride home. So I subtracted 40 cents, which left $4.20. Then I remembered there were about 3 times he had brought her to work in the morning. Now, actually, I don't know if it's exactly 3 or not, but I think it is 3. Now, that's
all right, well, I think the tax department will go along with that.
Well, if they don't, I'd like to see them prove Mrs. Tenney's husband drove her to work more than that. Anyhow, I finally arrived by subtracting that 30 cents at $3.90 for car fare. That's what you said.
Uh-huh.
You understand how I arrived at it?
Well, yeah.
Should I go through it again?
Oh, no, I got it.
You got it. You understand. All right.
Yeah.
Well, adding $140 plus the $3.90 for car fare. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see where I figured that. Must be on that
$143.90, and 3% of that is $4.31. Well, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Now, don't get mad.
Oh, you make me mad the way you just rattle off arithmetic. I spent half an hour practically arriving at all this. Figuring the percentage and having to count down and keep dividing, and I...
What do you mean, count down?
To figure the percentage, I always count down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I do.
You have got absolutely the craziest ways of figuring any kind of simple mathematics.
Well, it's not simple to me, and I can't explain my own systems. It's just that I have to count down percentages the way I do when I'm making change, for example. I count down.
What do you mean you count down?
You count up. I count down. Look, I buy something from you for... say 21 cents, but I give you $1, you give me back change. What would you say?
I'd say 79.
Where'd you get 79?
That's the change I owe you. 21 from $1, 79 cents.
Oh, is it? Well, I wasn't talking about that. Well, what do you say to me when you count me back the change? Exactly. I'd say here.
I say.
The clerk.
4 cents, 25, quarter is 50, and 50 cents is $1, madam.
Well, you see, I don't do it that way. I start at the top. I start at the $1 and go down. I think, let's see, well, now I'll need 50-cent piece, and then I need a quarter, and then I'll need 4 pennies. See?
Look, let's get on with the tax here.
Yes, because 3% of $143.90 is not $4.31, as you figured, dear. Actually, it's 4.317. So the tax on Mrs. Tenney's wages is really $4.31
What?
And since we have to pay an equal amount as employers, I added $431 to $431, and I got $862. But I still had to add the 2 7/10. So, really, honestly, me with all my curtains still to iron. So by adding 7/10 to 7/10.
No, wait a minute.
By adding 7/10 to 7/10, I got 14/20. Oh, it's
14/20. How, Sam Hill, could you get that? Oh, look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyhow. I am sure the government...
Here it is. 7/10 and 7/10 make 14/20.
Look, the government...
I added the tops and then I added the bottoms. That's how I got 14/20. You asked how I got it.
You added the tops and then the bottoms? You don't do fractions that way. I didn't even know what you were talking about. To begin with... to begin with, 1/10 is 2 20s. Now, how could you... Oh, never mind then. Actually, 7/10 and 7/10 winds up 1 2/5.
Yes, that's what I got. I got that in the end. Only I did it my own way.
Well, it doesn't matter. I tell you, the government isn't that fussy.
And by adding 1 2/5 to 862 makes $8.63 and 2/5 cents. And that is exactly the way I have reported it on the tax returns, right here. If the government wants me to sit down in the middle of my spring house cleaning to figure taxes, they're going to get every penny and every little bitty part of a penny. Here, I've even made out the check. $8.63 and 2/5 cents. Here it is.
Well, you know you can't do that.
Well, I've done it. That's what I'm doing.
You can't do that to begin with. You cause no end of trouble at the bank.
I don't care. I have worked all day on this.
Sweetheart, now listen, please.
The door. I bet that was Mrs. Tenney. She's walked out. I've lost her.
Now, calm down. I'll go after her. Yeah, Mrs. Tenney, don't you understand? The law requires us to report your wages. Now, think of the benefits you'll receive when you're 62.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's a long time before I'll be 62.
Oh, well, we realize that. Of course, that isn't the point. Now, please come in and sit down and let's talk this over, Mrs. Tenney. I'm sure that I can...
No, thank you. What I get here isn't income, you know. It's just pin money to me. And if Miss Piper doesn't want me to come at all anymore...
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, I do. I mean, we've always gotten along so well, and it's just...
Well, I don't like to let you down, Miss Piper, but if Mr. Piper is going to take off some of my wages, then I'll take off the kitchen.
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, please, not the kitchen.
Oh, yes, I will.
Now, wait a minute, what do you mean? What does she mean, take off the kitchen?
I just won't clean it.
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, not the kitchen. Couldn't you take off, the downstairs powder room? Or maybe the front hall?
For the love of Mike, it's not a question of taking off anything.
Well, it certainly seems to be a question of taking off some of my wages. I'm not going to work for nothing.
Oh, there,
No, of course not. But look, I am an employee just as you are, Mrs. Tenney. I pay into Social Security just as my employer pays an equal amount for me. Now think of the benefits when we're 62 and 65.
Well, you may need it. But my mother was still doing all her own housework when she was 92, and she never asked for a penny from anyone.
No, Mrs. Tenney, you won't be asking for the money. The government will give it to you. To put it in the simplest possible terms, since neither of you seem to comprehend what I'm talking about, any of this, the government will, in a way, be giving you your own money back.
Well, I'll just spare the trouble. I'll save it. I'll keep it myself where I know where it is. But as I say, I like Miss Piper. So you think about it, Mr. Piper. Take off my wages and I'll take off the kitchen. Good day.
And me. In the middle of my spring house cleaning.
Oh, no, don't worry. She won't let you down. And I promise you I won't go to work tomorrow until I have made her understand the entire situation thoroughly. You see the trouble with you women? Now, what are you smiling at?
The look on the face of the tax man when he gets a check for $8.63 and 2/5 cents.
No, Don, look, you cannot do that. Sweetheart, no, listen now, honey, you cannot do
The Couple Next Door stars Peg-Lynch and Bunce.
That's one thing that hasn't changed. Pat Taxes Make People Mad. The Couple Next Door, April 26, 1960 on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. If you miss a day on this station, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear the shows at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, or Facebook by searching Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You can also find our shows at classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and you can contact me there at classicradio.stream. Please thank this radio station, support their advertisers, and most importantly, tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.